It's about communication or lack of it. When it comes to finances, a new study shows that couples are not communicating and planning together as effectively as they should. The survey found that wives especially do not have the awareness or confidence about finances. Joining me today to tell us more about the survey results is Kathleen Murphy, president of Fidelity Investments Personal Investing. Kathleen, tell us about the notable findings of the Fidelity study, please.
So we did a study of couples that were at or near retirement across the U.S., particularly coming out of the financial crisis of 2009, to see if couples had embraced both the challenge and the opportunity of planning for their retirement. And the survey results were both surprising and concerning. Less than half of couples we surveyed have actually jointly prepared a retirement plan. Only 17% of the spouses had confidence in their other spouse to handle the financial decision-making if they needed to. And in terms of wives and their role, when one of the spouses was the primary decision-maker, only 3% of the time were wives the primary decision-maker. And we also, the survey clearly showed that they were much less involved in the financial and investment decision-making process.
So we don't even know if couples are in agreement because they're not talking to each other.
Well, actually, in terms of that, I guess the news gets worse in terms of the agreement or lack thereof. Over half of the couples that we surveyed don't agree or haven't yet talked about when they plan to retire. And remember, these are couples that surveyed were at or near retirement. Also, 2/3 of them don't agree on where they will live in retirement.
Oh, my goodness. What can happen if couples aren't talking about the future and planning together? What's the danger there?
Well, you know, clearly if they're not talking about their future, there's a higher risk that they won't be aligned in their decision-making process, number one. But also, more importantly, it means that they haven't planned for their retirement. And it's sad because people are working 20, 30, 40 years to enjoy their retirement, but they haven't invested the time to really plan how they will live in retirement. You know, and interestingly, a lot more people have actually done a will, which is good news, but that's about where you're going to leave your money to when you pass on. People in general have not focused enough on how they plan to enjoy their own retirement.
Very good point. What can couples do to get on the same page so they can start better preparing for retirement?
Well, first of all, we need to focus on the basics. So, as we just talked about, people need to have a conversation about when do they want to retire. Do they want to work part-time in retirement or not, out of necessity or of interest? And also, where do they want to live in retirement? What kind of lifestyle do they want to have? Those basics are really important in terms of defining how much you need to live in retirement and how much you plan to spend in terms of expenses in retirement. So once you've got those fundamentals nailed down, then it's really important, either on your own, with tools and checklists, or with an investment professional, to talk about how to create that retirement plan with the right investments to last you through your retirement.
And how can they begin? What would you say would be the first step if I would be interested in starting to do this?
Well, the first step from our Fidelity serves over 20 million Americans in terms of helping them plan for retirement, and we've really embraced this educational challenge. So one of the things we've done is created a retirement checklist, and I would encourage people to go and look at the 10 checklist questions that will help you get started. So that's one thing. We also created a couples quiz, a more fun quiz to help break the ice and get the conversation going. The other thing I would suggest is, at least in the case of Fidelity, we have made our investment professionals available free of charge for consultations if they want to, by phone or in one of our investor centers, to have that first important conversation and that put your goals on paper and then create that plan.
And is there somewhere we can go for more information?
Absolutely. You can either go to fidelity.com to get information on our website, or call 1-800-FIDELITY. And if you are in one of our 155 investor center areas, feel free to visit one of our investor centers as well.
Kathleen, you've really made a point about how important it is to plan for retirement and how important knowledge is. So it's good that Fidelity is out there. I thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.